Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and have you ever heard the saying, nice guys finish last? In this video, I'm going to be telling you why this statement that everyone on the internet says is not true, and to help make an important distinction between a nice guy and what many people refer to as a simp. You're gonna wanna stay tuned for this one. Now this topic is a little bit sensitive, it's a little bit ridiculous, but I think it's really important for all of you guys to understand. I really think if you don't know the difference between these two things, you're gonna be setting yourself up for disaster, to be taken advantage of. And as always, I'm looking out for you guys. I want things to be great for you, and I know how girls are wired. I am on your side. I want you to win in your relationships, in your friendships, in every area of your life. So why I wanted to make this video is because in a past video I did, I mentioned that I like nice guys. And I got a ton of pushback on this, and for the life of me, I could not understand why. People thought I was lying, people thought I was just putting on a show, people think I'm gonna hit the end record button and go date a bad boy. And none of that is true. I really am being honest when I say nice guys always win. And I realized there was a lot of pushback on this because when people say nice guys finish last, they aren't actually talking about nice guys. They're talking about something else. So I just want to touch on this really quickly too. If your intentions are just to sleep around, to burn bridge after bridge, to be a bachelor for your entire life, then this probably will not apply to you. And you can probably continue what you're doing being a bad boy because that's gonna get the girls that you're looking for. So before you continue watching, I did just wanna say that really quickly. So a nice guy to me is someone that treats you right, that respects you, but also values themselves enough to walk away from a situation when it no longer benefits them, or they aren't getting the same respect in return. So the key to this is that last part. They know when to walk away when they aren't getting something in return. It's not a good idea to always be looking for something in return in a relationship. A relationship should not be transactional. You shouldn't be keeping tally marks on a whiteboard in your room of all the nice things you do for someone expecting to have the exact same in return. A relationship shouldn't be that way. But I will say, it's a two-way street, and if you don't see any sort of return for what you're putting in, you have to walk away. Because this is not a relationship, it's a charity case. So everything I've mentioned, there's nothing wrong with being a nice guy. As a woman, I can tell you that that is what every single woman wants, is someone to treat her right, someone to respect her. Sure, she'll go through the bad boys, she'll have that little stage. There's nothing wrong with being a nice guy. You're not losing being a nice guy. You're winning because you're giving something, you're making someone happy, they're making you happy, and if they aren't making you happy anymore, you can walk away. That is what being a nice guy is. So now that we've defined what a nice guy is, let's take a look at this other word that has kind of turned into a little bit of a meme. I don't necessarily love what it stands for, so I'm not going to talk about that, but I think it's really important and an easy way to make the distinction between a nice guy and what is being referred to as a simp. So according to Urban Dictionary, this is someone who does way too much for a person they like. And while I think this is a pretty good description, I would agree with this, it's kind of incomplete because what constitutes too much? Too much, in my opinion, is the reason why these type of guys finish last. It's not nice guys, it's simps. These guys are unable to recognize when someone is not interested in them. So this is the inability to recognize when someone is not into you. A nice guy can recognize this. Like I mentioned earlier, he can walk away, he can pack his bags and leave, but a simp continues to give and give and give. And the reason why this is so dangerous is because women are manipulative. They'll take advantage of this. But who can blame them? Who wouldn't want free gifts, money, or non-stop acts of kindness for doing absolutely nothing? So some of you might be thinking, Courtney, this will never happen to me, and if it did, I would know. But let me put this in your head really quick. Have you ever seen one of your friends that keeps doing really nice things for a girl that is not interested in him at all, but because they are so emotionally attached to this person, they cannot give up. They have to keep giving, they think there's something worth fighting for, and they act like everything's fine, and they keep giving to this girl hoping that she'll give him some sort of validation or attention or sexual something that will make him feel good, and that's not the case. You're giving to something that is not even there. So this is what I like to personally call the eye of the storm effect. When you're the person inside and you're directly involved in the situation, everything appears fine, and your lack of view of the outside makes it seem like everything you're doing and everything you're giving is worth it, and even a good idea, when in reality, it's the complete opposite. So basically what I'm saying is sometimes when you're being a simp, you don't realize you're being a simp. And it's really easy to mistake yourself as a nice guy because really the only difference here is that you don't know when to say no. You don't know when to stop giving, and you don't know when to walk away. So there's some easy ways to make sure that you don't fall victim to this behavior. So 4 ways to make sure this is not happening to you is to take a step back, look at your situation, and notice the following things. Number 1, is the girl texting me back or texting me first? This also can go farther than texting. It could be asking to hang out, whatever, just initiating things with you first. If the answer is no, she doesn't like you. Number 2, she will show you off or introduce you to people that she cares about. Number 3, when she introduces you, she will introduce you as more than a friend. Number 4, she will tell you she likes you, or she will be acting like it. She will show some sort of exclusivity with you. If she's not doing any of these 4 things, you're probably being a simp. But at the end of the day, it's up to you to evaluate your situation, to make the tough but needed distinction if she's not into you. And if she's not into you, that's totally okay. And no matter what you do, you shouldn't let this hurt your self-esteem. Girls are very complicated, and what a woman likes is going to vary greatly from woman to woman. So just because this one woman doesn't like you doesn't mean that the billion other girls in the world won't like you too. And another thing to think about, if you find yourself having to constantly do these acts of kindness, constantly give to someone to even get a sliver of their attention, why do you want to be with that person anyway? And even if it does work out, she's going to expect all of this from you forever. And that sounds awful. If you're willing to do that much for someone that's giving you nothing in return, imagine how easy life will feel when you're finally giving to someone that gives back to you and is happy to do it. So guys, basically what I'm saying is there's a huge difference between nice guys and simps. And the new nice guys finish last is actually simps finish last, because it all comes down to having respect for yourself. And if you don't have respect for yourself, no one else is going to have respect for you either. You have to learn to be so confident in yourself that you constantly know what you bring to the table. Because if you don't know what you bring to the table, how is a girl supposed to know what you bring to the table? So guys, at the end of the day, know your worth, be a good guy, and think twice before you Venmo that $1,500 to the Russian model that you've never met that is telling you she wants a family with you. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for when I release new content. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Courtney Christine Ryan. I love connecting with all of you guys on there as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.